All right, preparing to live stream. I think it's going now. So I'm going to start the podcast in 99, 98, 90. Now, going to start it now.
The Love Gurus podcast is starting now. The Love Gurus are comics that bring comedic wisdom to the savages asking bizarre relationship questions on the internet. Your hosts are Suzanne Leah Shepherd and Jake Vevera. I am the Love Gurus' pet robot Cassandra. I love you.
Oh, I love you too, Cassandra the robot. Greatest goddamn robot to ever introduce a podcast ever. Not even Joe Rogan has a better robot than us. Did you know that?
And he's got money.
Yeah.
Money for his podcast.
But that she doesn't sign up for podcasts for money. She does it. She does it for love. You know.
she looked at the algorithm, saw our stats on YouTube, and thought, "Yep, the Love Gurus. Getting on board."
Yeah. It's that's what gets her going. Algorithms. But we are going to have an awesome episode tonight. Excited to bring back two amazing guests. First up, returning to the podcast. Check out his YouTube page. He has amazing sketches on there. Awesome. He's got a cartoon that I was in. Check out the fucking cartoons. Michael Harrison.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the show, man.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
Absolutely. Yeah. What's the latest you've been doing on there, man? You're pretty active on the page, right?
Oh, I just released a short that got it won Judges Award at the NAFCO Film Festival.
Yeah.
Right.
How exciting.
I'm killing it.
Good aim, man. Yeah.
What a lark. I know. I made that in like 5 days, and it beat out reputable film. Oh my God. Film is in such a sad state where I'm kicking ass. Like, yeah, my sketch got considered a short, and it won the Judges Award. So
that's awesome, man.
Watch my
amazing.
Congrats. 5 days well spent. And yes, you guys should go check out his channel because it does have really good sketches on there, man. He's hilarious.
Yeah, Jake was the first Biden.
Oh yeah, I was Joe Pop. I was right? I'd like to think that I had a little something to do with that guy getting elected. You know what I mean? I think a lot of QAnon people were surfing YouTube and they were like, who is this lovable old guy? This old stick figure guy. He's not a bad guy. Listen to his raspy, shitty Midwest voice. I can't vote against a guy like that. Not with that voice.
If Lorne Michaels heard it, he would have been like, forget Jim Carrey. Let's get in this Jake Vevera. We need to have him come in.
100%. Yeah. Pet Detective, Jake Vevera.
Yeah. Let me show you something, Jim Carrey. The fucking door. This guy's got it now. This guy's got it.
Right.
But yeah, thank you for being back, man. I am also really excited to introduce another returning guest, another hilarious stand-up comic, rather. Danette Rodriguez. Thank you for being back on the show.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me again.
Thank you. What do you got going on? Social media-wise, comedy-wise?
I am still performing a lot of Zoom shows. I'm actually doing my first live show tomorrow, so that's kind of scary.
Oh, yeah.
Very scary and exciting.
Yeah. And then
Tiny Cover's great.
Yeah. I'm excited because I'll get to perform in a live audience, but I'm also scared of like touching people.
Sure.
Let's see how that goes.
I'm also afraid of touching people. They always take it the wrong way, and they're like, "What's this creepy Steve Buscemi looking motherfucker doing with his hands on me?" I'm calling security.
Like, you get so excited when you see someone that you want to hug them, and then
Yeah, exactly. You're like, wait a minute. Not only is it creepy, I could be killing you right now. Oh no, I'm so sorry I hugged you.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, maybe just Danette, bring like a squirt bottle or something. So if someone tries to run up and hug you, just
a little Lysol them away.
There you go. What I do is I walk around with a spray bottle that has viruses that are worse than COVID in it. So I'm like, if you don't stay 6 feet away, I have full on pneumonia right here. It's pneumonia and water. I will spray it right in your fucking gullet, sir.
I just lick their face and say I do have COVID. That's what I do.
You fight club them, cough it in their mouth.
I'm like, we can play this game, and I got COVID, so get tested.
You don't know what I've been within 6 feet of, Lou.
Yeah. I mean, talk about, if you did that, then you could just go paint the town red, just throw caution to the wind, because you probably already got exposed. You got 12 hours before shit gets real. So just enjoy the night, hit up a dive bar.
100%. But yeah, I'm also going to announce the unofficial 5th member of the podcast every week, and that is the white wine that I'm drinking. Tonight I am doing Rode Pinot Grigio. That sounds like not real wine. That sounds like the name of something that you're passing. We call it Rode Pinot Grigio. It's actually crystal meth and water. The feds won't catch it this way.
I was going to say that
you can only say it with a gravelly voice. That's a good delivery for that one. That was the right delivery.
It doesn't sound right with a French accent.
It doesn't sound as classy. You're right. Of a wine. It's a gravelly, hard wine.
They hired a French guy to do the commercial, and he was like, I will not knock my accent in the gutter for this Rode Pinot Grigio. I will not do it, sir. Hired a man from Kentucky.
Say that it sounds like someone invented a wine, and then they had like an old Nona, and they were like, Nona, I made this wine for you. What should we call it? And she's like, Rode. She's like, oh, yeah. Nona, it's a wine. Do you want to call it something else? Rode. It's like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I think she was trying to say rose, but then they misinterpreted it. And it came out Rode. It's probably Rode. It's like, beauty like the rose. Rode? Yeah, Rode it is.
She's ordering a rosé, and instead she gave the wine a very shitty name because of her stroke. Right. She couldn't say rose right.
But yeah, we have an amazing podcast lined up for you. Well, I should say we have amazing questions lined up, and it will be an amazing podcast because of that. People are still dating, trying to figure it out. Doesn't matter if there's a pandemic on. People are still watching.
100%. Oh, music started too soon, but only a couple seconds too soon, because we are ready for our first question. People, if you have any questions to write into the Love Gurus podcast, write them in to loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com or comment live on YouTube. We're live every single Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. But for now, we are taking our first questions from the wild animals on Yahoo Answers.
First question. My boyfriend's one-night stand bothers me. Why does it bother me?
I don't know why.
Before I met my new boyfriend a few years ago, him and his friends went on a trip to Asia for a few months. During that time, they hung out with 2 Norway girls, and he found one of the girls' accent funny, amusing, weird, and wanted to hear more. Later, they hooked up and had sex on the beach.
Get her to say Rode Rosé. I want to hear how it sounds. Record it and send it into the podcast.
Once they finished, they lay looking up at the stars, and then they did it again. And the second time, well, that's when they realized that people were watching.
Oh!
Now I asked my boyfriend if he was to be friends with her on Facebook, would he keep his one-night stand? And he said that it wouldn't bother him and that he would delete her if I wanted him to. That bothered me because I felt like he has some type of interest with her or something, especially since it took him forever to delete her on Messenger when I asked him to about a month or 2 ago. I also get jealous because he had that before me and I never did. I was a virgin until 22 and never dated. People say that now I'm with him, I took her place and I should show him a better time. But he's my first, and I never had that experience. Can someone please help me feel better? So
that went on and on and on, by the way. That girl did not simplify. She's like, and then I felt this, and then I felt that, and then this.
And the title was so misleading too, because at first I was like, yeah, it should bother you. He's in a relationship with you, not the lady you had a one-night stand with. I thought this shit happened yesterday. I didn't know this was like 7 fucking years ago, but before he ever met her. This is crazy. Everyone had one-night stands at some point, right? Am I the only whore on the internet?
I mean, I think it's just like that he still could be in contact. I guess that happens. The internet means you can stay in touch with all the people you banged before, right? So in that respect, it feels like just an easy fix on his behalf. You know, if he cares about her, you could just let it go.
Well, but here's the thing: is so she was a virgin until they met, right? She was a virgin. Before that, she finds out this story, and not to be the chick in this, but like it's very romantic. He's on vacation. He meets this like hot Norwegian girl. They have sex on the beach. They look up at the stars. Like it's an experience, right? Like it kind of in that on paper sounds like something that he's never going to forget and that he's always going to kind of think back to.
I did pop a little chub just thinking about this situation. Yeah.
When you put it that way, Suzanne, with that new hairdo and voice, you're right. That was pretty hot. Yeah, I can't complain.
Yeah, that whole situation. It was like what I imagine is on the inside of those romance novels with the dudes with long hair who look like Fabio painted on the front of them. Back when people read books.
Yeah, next time have Jake say all that in his gravelly voice, his gravelly penile voice. It won't even
looked at me and he said, "You're the reason that cavemen used to paint on cave walls." And then I came.
I'd pay anything for you to do audio books in that voice for romantic novels. That would be.
Okay, let's get the other female opinion on the podcast. Danette, like what would you think if you knew that someone that you were dating had this like, kind of like it, again, on paper it sounds like a great experience. Like, would that bother you, or would you just be able to be like, whatever?
I'm like the wrong person for this because I'm so open-minded. I feel like the older I get, the more you're just like, fuck it, do what you need to do. Like, just don't mess up my stuff. It's funny because I think in the message, in the whatever she wrote, she said that he still thinks about her, or that he didn't unfriend her right away because he might that must mean that he likes her. And as you're reading it, I'm like, I like her, like guys, it's not a big deal. This is something her energy should be going somewhere else, not on this past relationship.
Also, like I think Danette's totally right, because like you are talking about a virgin, and like what sex is to you in your young 20s, specifically your first one, it means a lot, and you put a lot behind it. So to her, she's sort of projecting some of that experience onto his encounter, because to her that would be very romantic too. To him, he could have possibly been a pig about it and just did her, but I think she's sort of going through a different filter,
I agree with you. They could have totally just had drunken sex. Then he passed out. Then they did it again, and then they're like, "Oh shit, this is actually someone's backyard." But then she's adding in these details of like they're in Asia. Yeah. She's Norwegian. Right? It's under the stars. Yeah. Like there's definitely
it's just growing.
There's a bottle of road.
That's right. That's a
road.
That's right. At a certain age, you look at that and you're like, that just happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Road Pinot Grigio, the official white wine of doing it outside without realizing that there's totally people watching. And where'd this lady even come from? I don't even know where this accent's from. How did I meet her? How did I get here? Where am I at? Road Pinot Grigio. The road. Why don't we do it in the road? Road Pinot Grigio.
Yeah, the road to Norway. That's what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. But here's the thing here's what I really think, and I think you guys have already said this, but yeah, to me, the real issue is the fact that she doesn't have a one night stand story, and so she's dating this guy, she lost her virginity to them, etc. So she just is jealous that she doesn't have like kind of a fun, crazy story with this, which means this relationship is doomed, because if someone is having these thoughts, that means that they're not done fucking around. And of course, like, fair enough. Like, you only kind of had sex with one person your whole life. Like, I mean, it's fine if that's what you want to do, but I think needs something else. And to me, I think that this relationship is doomed because she's also picking at very small things. He's not messaging her. He's not like, she wanted him to just delete her on Messenger. And it's like, he wasn't doing anything wrong. So she's like looking for reasons for the relationship to break up because she's not done, knocking the boots.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Trying to get us to do our job. Trying to get us to tell her, let him go. You're right, but we won't. Right, Suzanne. That's the game plan.
100%. We're on the side of the Norwegian lady. I think we've all on this podcast come down, not on your side, not on his side. We want to meet the Norwegian lady.
Isn't Norwegian very random though? I don't remember anyone telling me Norwegians were hot. You know, like I get it if you say Brazilian.
I think they're healthy.
Like, but like it still was never ever came across me as it's like known for beauty, right? I thought it was like Sweden or.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think it's more like you hear like hot Swedish, you know, like think Tiger Woods' ex-wife. But
Norway's like that's basically Sweden, right? That's the bottom half of that dick island, right?
Yeah.
Norway's bottom half of the dick, Sweden's top half of the dick, right? And so that's still the dick island. And so I would imagine if they're good looking at the top of Dick Island, on the southern part of Dick Island, they probably look very similar. That's what I would guess.
It just sounds racist.
Tired of all these bigots on the internet.
Any girl, why did it have to be Norwegian? Why do we have to get ethnicity into it? It's 2021, right? Am I wrong?
As a Norwegian woman, I am tired of being stereotyped. It's good looking. I am not good looking, and I'm tired of people assuming that I'm
a piece of meat, right?
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
It's probably to highlight like how exotic it is, you know, like he's just a plain old, I'm assuming he's American. So it's like this plain old American and he's like hooking up with a Norwegian. Ooh, you know.
That's almost what I'm joking about is Norway's not exotic to me. That's another white people, you know, another
I feel like it's tall, white, blonde people, like strong, like they're stronger, I think.
They are the best looking of the whites. That is true.
Now I got racist.
They are, yes. They are.
As a Canadian, I am offended. Okay, guys.
Canada's not going. If this is the race delegations like on the Chappelle show, we're totally sending our Norwegians and our Swedes to our beauty pageants. The Americans ain't going. The Canadians ain't going. Irish, Scottish. Oh my God! Not even close.
As an aside, Pamela Anderson, I thought was like one of the hottest at her time, and Shannon Tweed. Those are two Canadians, right? Who does Norway have that beats them?
Pam Anderson was Canadian.
Canadian, yeah.
Wow, I stand corrected.
Yeah, how dare you?
Justin Bieber.
Yeah, right.
Wait, is he Canadian or Norwegian?
Yeah.
Canadian.
All right. I was wrong again.
Yeah, but I
here's
agree.
The thing is, I don't know where that stereotype's coming from now, because now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, wait a minute, name one Swedish or Norwegian person, and I'm like, ABBA, they were great looking.
I just said Tiger Woods' wife.
Oh, that's right, Tiger Woods' wife.
Swedish, but not Norway. I don't think we should compare them. I think you have to separate, right?
Okay, now isn't Alexander Skarsgård Swedish?
I don't know.
There's angry.
I'm looking up Norwegian women on Google, and there's a lot of hot ones. There's a lot of hot.
Okay.
A lot of hot.
See if it's Googleable.
I think there's people everywhere. You know,
Norwegian, all of
I think we're going to get hate mail from Sweden going, why are you comparing us to those ugly Norwegians? We're on the top part of Dick Island where people are hot.
I say to them, you guys use bubbles in your letters, so grow up.
A lot of athletes.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you guys can't see. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, same with Canada. I feel like this is all now in defense of Canada. This is leading it.
Yeah.
I feel like Canada could beat Norway in this race.
We're actually not talking about you or Canada. Just.
I start talking about good-looking people from snowy country, and the Canadians go, hey, wait a minute now.
Don't talk about Canada like that.
They don't even have good pond hockey.
We're on the podium somewhere, right? I can't believe it. I feel very...
We find out Michael got dumped by a Norwegian woman.
Oh my God, totally.
I mean, I didn't want to say anything, you know, but a little bitter.
So
I was a virgin and everything. It was really odd. I can really relate to this.
His Swedish stereotypes are super specific. It's just Swedish women are dicks. They break up with you after the second high school dance you go to them with. You find out
a week later.
Yeah, you know how Swedish women do it. Yeah.
They burn your laundry. Yeah, horrible.
Yeah. So like I said, I think that so her question is, can someone make me feel better? And if my final advice to this young girl is, you have a lot in front of you. Break up with this guy and take a trip to Thailand with a bottle of Rhode and find a Norwegian guy.
Yeah. There you go. You need to go to Norway and get your groove back. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Okay, my final message is to try Canadian. I think because I think you could top him with a Canadian, and he might be more jealous.
You get one hot prime minister, and it all goes to your head.
I know. Yeah, he's a smoke show.
Justin Trudeau, am I
right? You're not wrong.
Yeah, have you seen his competitor, Jagmeet? Oh my gosh, that guy looks like he's a Muslim Jason Samoa, and he's gorgeous. Trust me, you girls, forget it.
It's just a good-looking guy who's running for office.
I think it's only leaders with good hair is allowed in Canada now. Very fascinating.
Wait, what's this person's name so I can stalk him?
Jagmeet Singh, I believe.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, check it out. He's a dapper guy, and I tell you, everyone's falling in love with him.
There you go. I think that's good advice. Go to Canada, find any hot Canadian politician, and ride his big old hockey stick. You know?
Yeah.
The hell with the Norwegian girl.
There we go. You don't need Norway.
Yeah.
Screw it. Perfect. Well, I think we answered that question. Should we go continue on?
Absolutely. Next question on the Love Gurus podcast. We are going to drink more Rhode Pinot Grigio and take more questions from the Wild Savages on Yahoo Answers. If you have any questions, write them into Love Gurus podcast at yahoo.com.
Next question. How can I get my boyfriend to like Asian food? I know this sounds bad. My boyfriend's white and I'm Korean. I grew up in a household where all we ate was Asian food. He grew up in a household where they only ate American food, burgers, steaks, ribs, etc. I love American food, but I just am used to Asian food. I know this sounds terrible, but I tried forcing it upon him. I'm just asking if there's a way to somehow introduce him or ask him to try it. We went to an Asian restaurant for our anniversary and he ordered ribs. Somehow he managed to find a way to escape eating Asian food when that was my master plan. I was upset that I failed, but I didn't tell him that I was unhappy that he took me to an Asian restaurant, but yet he still ate American food. Again, I know that it's wrong of me and I'm being whiny, but I just want him to try it. I don't want to cause a fight in our relationship. I've been trying to secretly do this. How can I get my boyfriend to like Asian food? This is a weird question, I will say, because in my opinion, how you get someone to like Asian food is, just to have them eat it because it's delicious.
Is Asian food a metaphor?
Oh, no way!
Yes.
He's like, he won't eat my pussy. Oh my God, like 100%. Like that's why she has to clarify that she's Korean at the top.
You totally skipped to the very end of Usual Suspects when his leg starts walking straight and everything. You just boom, scene one. You were like, he's the guy. Fuck it, I know what's going on here.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I don't know. You know, it's interesting to me because I've thought about this before. You know what? One thing that is a big turnoff for me is if I go to a restaurant with some guy, like if I'm on a date or something, and they're like very like picky about their food. You know, like if something comes in their food and you know, if they have like parsley and they're like, I didn't want parsley. Like someone like that is such a turnoff to me.
Yeah, picky eaters are fucking annoying.
Yeah, but also I guess picky eaters aren't this isn't the same. This guy's not a picky eater. He's just like, listen, I'll find what I'm gonna find as long as there's ribs on the menu. I don't know. I feel like she needs to somehow like just have him try like an appetizer, but also like I don't know, it doesn't sound like a dick.
But she even said,
where is this, by the way? Did they say where they lived?
There's no location information. She just said she just says she says he grew up in a household eating American food, so I assume they're American, but maybe not necessarily. Maybe they are totally Fijian.
Yeah, fair.
I would be curious what kind of restaurant she actually took him to. I mean, this sounds like maybe she lives in a small town where there's not that many Asian restaurants, because how many restaurants do you go to where it's like, oh, it's Asian food? It's like, no, it's Chinese food, or it's Korean, or it's, you know what I mean? Like sometimes there's some fusion and stuff, but it's like, it just said an Asian restaurant. It wasn't Thai. It wasn't Chinese. It wasn't Japanese. It wasn't Korean. It wasn't Vietnamese. It just was Asian, you know?
Well, this is also what I was gonna say. Have you, like, Korean barbecue and like straight up barbecue there's what difference is that?
That's what I was gonna bring up, because bulgogi, if it's somebody who's
ordered ribs and it's like, and she's mad. Because
my dad is very much a steak and potatoes kind of guy. Is she fucking my dad, by the way? This sounds like my dad. Listen, lady who's fucking my dad, here's what he's gonna like. He's gonna like bulgogi. Okay, the answer was right in your face the whole time. Just give my dad bulgogi. Okay, that's what he's gonna like. It's South Korean barbecued beef. I don't want to say just South Korean. Maybe they have it in North Korea too. Probably not as good, I'm guessing, unless you're Kim Jong-un. But give him bulgogi. There's a bagel place right by me in Astoria called Between the Bagel, and this Korean guy bought the place out. Now they make the bagels there fresh every day. They still do the bagels, but he also does Korean food. And you know what we got from there the other day that he started doing? Bulgogi, egg and cheese on a bagel.
Wow.
Holy shit, is it good?
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, dude.
I'm sorry, but isn't it what is it? Bulgogi?
Bulgogi, right?
Bulgogi. Yeah.
Yeah, the way you're saying it is hilarious. I just think that over.
Look, I think isn't there two spaces?
Is how you're doing it?
Either way, I don't know how to say it. You may have to decipher this a little bit, madam, but when you fuck my dad, give him, what do you say? Bulgogi? Give him a bulgogi. Hey, give him a bulgogi. Give him a bulgogi.
Your confidence when you sell something you don't know is amazing. I've only had the confidence on things I'm 100% sure on. You know, I can use that too.
60% is all I need, dude. That's and I'm as far as right here, I'm 100% in. Yeah.
Always. I love it. Good.
Bulgogi.
I like it. I like
bulgogi on a bagel with egg and cheese.
Broke it down into 3 words. That is beautiful.
I thought it was 3. Oh my God, it's 2 words, isn't it? It's all, oh my God. It's just.
But here's a question. Have you guys ever dated someone who was either a picky eater or you wanted that person to try something and they were just like, no? Like, has that ever been an issue?
I'm a picky eater. I was.
Dude.
I'm not anymore. I used to be. But
how do you know how to say bulgogi so well?
Oh, you know why? And this was actually what I was going to tell you guys as an answer. What is it? Bulgogi, I would have never had before, except people put it on pizza. And I had it for pizza.
That sounds good.
So it was like
dude.
You could fusion food into people starting to try different tastes.
Yeah.
You know, so you acclimate it with other things they're familiar with, you know? Like,
dude, that's smart.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea.
I had an ex that was a vegan, and I started mixing regular sausage in with her vegan soy sausage. Yeah. And then eventually she was like, this is the best goddamn vegan sausage I ever had. And I was like, yes, it is. And then eventually I kind of told her and she was like, but I need it. She now owns a slaughterhouse. I got her to go the other way. It works.
She's killed tons of animals. Just because of Big Vevera. Good for you.
She's now dating Ted Nugent and shooting cheetahs in the face. Went the other way with her heart.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Danette, are you a picky eater? Are you?
Do I look like one? No, I grew up in a multicultural household. I had no choice. This conversation is making me super hungry. Michael said what I was thinking was what Michael just said is like, because Jake said the bread, what is it? Am I even making, what am I saying? In between the bread, when you said they put like the Korean into the bagel,
the bulgogi on egg and cheese, and a bagel.
So like I agree with Michael, just like mix it up with American food. So basically put Asian food on pizza or put like burgers and like noodles. Boom. I did go out with a guy that only ate pizza, and that was frustrating. What I found with picky eaters is, huh?
I was gonna say that's fun for like the first 5 days. Then it's
but then like they won't appreciate anything like sushi, Spanish food, anything like that. And so the rumor back then was if a guy or girl is really picky, that means that they're just gonna be very difficult people to like.
Yeah, no, I get that.
No, I mean, there's that, it makes sense because if you're going to be picky, I mean, as this woman is trying to communicate to us via this metaphor, if you're not going to eat pad thai, you're not going to eat out me. So it's really conflict of interest here.
it's yeah. I mean, just do the same thing, you know, just put a little egg and cheese down there and just have them go to town on it. You know what I mean? Just kind of cover it in American food and have them kind of like whipped cream and strawberries, but you know, with carbs and steak.
Or also come to New York City.
As an aside, what if he just doesn't like Asian food? Do we have to force this on him to a degree?
Yes.
I mean, it is funny that we're trying to solve it for her. And I think these are great ideas to, you know, attempt. But after a certain thing, it's like taste buds are taste buds, man. Like, yeah, I don't care what you say. Like, if she's specific to Chinese food, that's a different taste than American food by far. So it's like, yeah, I could see a person not into it because there's not enough sugar in it. Like if she's legit, then it doesn't have very much sugar in it. He's used to a sugary type of food like America.
Yeah, but you're glazing over. What you're assuming in that scenario is that he tried it and didn't like it. He won't even try it. So to me,
yeah, but smell comes into it too, right?
Sorry.
Like I didn't smell. Like I don't like the smell of fish when I was young. So I haven't had fish till I was in my 20s, right? Like, yeah, I really didn't try it at all. I hated the smell. Yeah, so like, but then I acquired the taste.
What made you finally taste the fish? And is that a metaphor?
Love it. It was a sushi restaurant that I went to with a boss. So an employer sort of made me do it. And I just, you know, fall in line with people who pay me, you know?
There you go.
That's honestly how it was. And I enjoyed the sushi. So I got into sushi and then that was the gateway.
So that's another solution. She has to like pay him to eat.
She could be like, oh my God, look at this. I just won 2 free meals to this Asian restaurant. What? And then you go there, and if that's not even enough for him, be like, we're being paid as like a focus group or something like that. And that's how you could do it. You know, you get someone to slip him $20. This is gonna get expensive if you have to do it more than twice, though. You have to do this more than twice. He's a piece of shit.
What about one of those places where like women are nude laid out with sushi all over their body? Maybe
I would love
that. You want to
still to need it.
Sushi?
Yeah, that sushi is not going to make you change your mind.
Like, I would love.
Might make him want to eat it to get it off. You know.
I would love if he still turned it down. He shows up, he gets a job in finance, and then he starts doing shady finance deals. And then 3 years down the road, he's in Tokyo and he's going to have a meeting with some like rich Yakuza bosses. You know what I mean? And it's just like, bring in the meal, you know? And it's just a naked lady covered in sushi. She's like, oh, no, thanks. no thanks, Mr. Yamoko. I'm not, it's not my thing. I'm not doing it. You got a cheeseburger. Hey man, can you bring a naked one with cheeseburgers? Put some cheeseburgers on it.
She's just got grill marks all over her. Like,
we had to pay this one 5 times as much to let her cover her in nachos. She's just naked, covered in nachos. We had to pay her like $2,000 to do this.
Those jalapenos.
They're telling it to her in translation. She's like, you want to do what? What the fuck is nachos? Oh, hell no. No. Sushi or sashimi. I'm not doing nachos. You're not putting fucking melted cheese all over my naked body. What the fuck's the matter with people over there?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my final advice to this woman is, look, just get him to try it. He doesn't like it. You know, don't make too big of a deal about it, because this is also something that in the grand scheme of things, it's not really that big of a deal, but she could make it a big deal and a deal breaker, because if he's fine in every other department of their relationship, then yeah, why is she trying to make a mountain out of a molehill of sushi? You know, like.
That's true.
Sorry, my final advice is I definitely think she should date a Canadian. I can't stress that. That's got to be the answer to almost every question. I feel like this is very. It's a good fixer-upper. It's just an American. Like, I mean, Americans got to play the way they play, and that's it, you know? So,
I feel like
Canada's progressive. They're into trying Asian stuff.
Oh, yeah, man. Sorry, Danette, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say they should come to New York because we have so many like amazing like fusion restaurants and stuff. Like that's really
take them on a nice trip.
Dude, not only is there fusion restaurants here, there's what? Different kinds of Asian restaurants. It's not just one restaurant in the middle of wherever the fucksville, Arkansas. That's just like we have a pizza place, a burger place, and this place that's just marked Asian. That's the only Asian restaurant we have.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
As a side, I was once in South Dakota, and that's honestly why I did bring up like where was the location, if you knew, because I was like, oh yeah, I've been to some terrible Asian places in like small towns. They don't know how to make it, you know? So I was in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and the girl took me to a sushi restaurant, and I ordered a miso soup with my rolls, and the miso soup had a giant potato in it. This sushi restaurant didn't even trust the ingredients to miso soup. They're like, nah, people need potatoes, you know, like it needs a
seaweed. Fuck that, y'all. We're putting sour cream in this here miso soup.
Right? But to all those people, I bet they think that's what a miso soup is. Poor people, when they go to another place, they're going to be like, no potatoes? How are we going to get full off this?
They come here and go, yeah, waiter. Yeah, my miso doesn't have any French fries in it. Where's the French fries in the miso?
Right.
This ain't authentic miso. Not like we do it back there in Tennessee.
Oh, amazing.
Now I'm on this guy's side. Now that you mentioned that, if he's been eating this shitty Asian food from these tiny little small towns, where it's like it's just another dude from Kentucky trying to make stir fry, like it's probably not good.
Yeah,
he lost his job at the Waffle House, and now he's trying to make it at Mr. Cho's, and it's not working out.
It's just the same shit from the Waffle House, but over rice, and that's.
Do you want your grits over rice?
It's how they eat grits in Tokyo, y'all.
Oh, amazing. Well, I think we answered that question. Should we do a commercial read? What's the right word?
Yes. Let's hear from our somewhat sort of sponsors, people. Do you need a Pinot Grigio that's good to, I don't know, black out with and maybe fuck in front of strangers, maybe not, and not know how you got there or what country you're in or whatever? Or do you need to get so drunk that you can actually stomach the terrible General Tso's from a random place in Wyoming? Then you cannot do better than Road Pinot Grigio, the official Pinot Grigio of, I don't know, lowering your standards. No, seriously though, it's not bad. It's kind of sweet, but it's good. Vibrant bouquet of green apple and pear with floral notes. Almost like I read it off the back of the bottle. That's not what happened though.
It seems like it would be a very crisp wine with its crisp green cap.
Road Pinot Grigio, crisp as fuck. All right. Next question from the Crazy Wild Animals on Yahoo Answers.
Why do women behave like this? My husband's ex is also my friend. Whenever I ask her where she bought her jeans or what she uses on her hair, she doesn't share this information with me and ignores me. I have another female colleague at work who has gorgeous hair, and when I ask her what she uses, she says, nothing much. If anyone asks me about the products I use on my hair, I'm always happy to share. But I've noticed that some women are not like me. Why do women behave like this? So this this is a short and sweet question, but basically this woman is just trying to get some girl info from other females, and they just blank her. They just totally ignore her. But there's also a very small sentence in the beginning of the question that says, "My husband's ex is also my friend." And I feel like those are her words, not the ex's words.
Yeah.
We're friends. Where did you get your jeans from? What do you use on your hair? It's so pretty.
Yeah, the ex is sitting there going, "Who's this crazy Norwegian lady who keeps asking me where I bought jeans?"
Oh my God.
I just find it so odd that we brought up a hair question in front of Jake. You know, I feel like sat back on. That was sort of rude. Suzanne, come on. You
wouldn't ask a question about art galleries in front of Stevie Wonder, would you?
Right? Right.
You gonna ask Forrest Gump a math question? You insensitive animals. Yeah. What are you doing?
But okay, I obviously did not bring this question to slight Jake in any way, shape, or form.
For Jake.
I guess it's more interesting of, I don't think I understand the concept. Like, I understand that you like something how another person looks, and you're like, oh, I want to look like that. Like, where did you get, like, I like your shirt. Where did you get your shirt? But I don't know, hair products, it's kind of odd. I don't know. Danette, have you ever asked another person what hair, like, or what hair products he or she uses?
Yeah, I have. Probably just to complement their hair, and but no, like, I don't like copycats. So if somebody asks me, I feel like this woman needs sisters, because sisters are the ones that will, they'll be the ones that tell you like where to buy shit. But like, I don't like copycats, so I don't want to be telling people, like, I don't know. I feel the fact that she took this woman's like husband or boyfriend, like, it just shows that she doesn't have like a mind of her own. So she's just kind of like, where do you shop so that I can look like you? Like, I wouldn't tell her either. I feel like she should just buy like InStyle magazine or like go online or something, but like, stop asking people.
Yeah, that's what
that was pretty harsh, right?
No, but
I have a strong opinion on this.
Because BuzzFeed, like, I cannot tell you how many times I've fallen into the BuzzFeed trap. I don't know if you guys ever look at BuzzFeed, but BuzzFeed always has these articles where it's like top 20 best gifts on Amazon, and then it will show these 20 products that have like 1 million 5-star reviews. And I cannot tell you how many times I've bought one of those products and used it, and I'm like, this is a piece of garbage. Like, how have I been suckered into this? And it's because those are kind of all like paid advertisements to BuzzFeed, and they say it very small at the top, but it's like, but I cannot not buy the thing, and then I'm always disappointed, like 100% of the time.
I want to add something else. It depends on the woman, because there's certain women that I know, like, they'll ask you, like, where did you get this? And then it's like, I'll tell them because I'm not an asshole. I'll be like, this is right. And then like the very next time I see them, they'll be wearing the same outfit. So now I know, don't ever tell this bitch where I got my stuff.
No way. See, I don't think
it's other people that you tell them, and then they just like, it looks great on you. But
this is so foreign to me. I can't believe
I was just gonna say, Mike, have you ever asked someone where, like, a piece of clothing or like something about them?
I mean, to a degree, yeah. It's like, but guys just tell you. It's almost like we're okay with the uniform. We're all like, yeah, whatever. Yeah. Because we all sort of do look the same. There's a million people that look like me.
The one part about communism you really agreed about, that the old Chinese Mao outfits, you guys were on board.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a guy, right? We really are. Like, I don't know. I have my Jake days where I'm wearing flannel and a shirt, so it's like, yeah, and it looks good on him. I rock it. Guys, I don't think guys have really, I've never had that with a guy. I worry about copycat or looks, Yeah, this is interesting. I don't know. I don't get it. Like, I'm very shocked and perturbed that women make this a thing. You know, like,
but it also could be because stereotypically women are more observant than men. You know, like for example, when I dyed my hair from blonde to brown, my boyfriend did not notice. I was like, "You notice anything different about me?" And he's like, So it's, you know, so maybe women are like, we're more observant, so we observe things like shiny hair. Whereas guys, you're like,
we're looking into your soul. We don't look at looks. Suzanne, the sweet Suzanne.
Wow, egg on my face. On my face.
Yeah, the whole time for those 3 days he didn't.
We're just not as superficial as women. I get it. Yeah. I got your point.
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know. I think that maybe we shouldn't have picked this question because it does kind of seem like this person has like Asperger's or something, you know, like
I'm enjoying this question because I'm learning. I'm part of that. I have to be a pro and learn something at the same time. Funny to give answers when you're a total amateur at this, but I could give it a go.
Yeah, it's a little different from a dude.
Answer the question. So why do women behave like this is the question.
It depends on the woman. Like if you're asking another person, like, where did you buy your stuff so that you can go out and look exactly like the other woman, it feels intrusive. But if you're you know what I'm saying, like I feel like some women like literally copy other women, like from like shirt to down to the shoes, and that's very single white female. It's very frightening.
I mean, okay, just as a
she's wearing your clothes, then she's got your hairstyle, then you show up to work and what? She's nursing your baby. She's nursing your baby at her desk.
Ultimately, that's the fear.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But just as an aside, I sort of actually understood the work part, right? Didn't she say she asked someone at work?
Yeah.
So it's like if they're in competition for a job, sometimes I sort of get that of like, because looks matter a job. You get a better job if you're hot. So that
the
makes
girl with the shiny hair always gets lead news anchor. Am I right?
That's good thinking. She's like, who's the best looking lady in this office? What I'm gonna do what NASCAR fans refer to as drifting. I'm gonna look just like her. I'm gonna drive right behind her car, and then right before the finish line, last turn, pull ahead using their momentum. Boom! I'm gonna drift right around her.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just performing at a comedy club last night. I couldn't believe how many of the servers looked the same. It was almost like, the owner had the type, you know?
Deep, slippery slope to all the servers looking the same. That started with one guy. Linda, where did you get to? And then they all just boom.
Yeah, it was like that. And I was just like, that's interesting to see it all like that. So it's like, I could sort of see that either he hired them that way, or you're right, like maybe that's just like
I think there's a lot of deranged comedy club owners who they think they're like the Hugh Hefner of comedy clubs in Wisconsin or something, and they're like, all my servers gotta look the same, you know?
Yeah. It's an actual fact that if you're smarter, a more attractive person who's slightly less smart will get the job over you. You know, it's just a fact. So looks come into play even when it comes to workplace.
As someone who has been referred to by many employers as a balding Steve Buscemi looking motherfucker, I can tell you a lot of people have gotten promotions over me, and it's bullshit.
You gotta see Canada's prime minister. They're freaking gorgeous. Ugly guys can't compete with that guy.
Dude, I went against him for Prime Minister of Canada, and he whooped my ass. He whooped my goofy looking ass.
Oh, guy, he's unbeatable. With that hair, unbeatable. You know?
Hey, do you guys, Jake and Michael, do you guys wear cologne?
No.
I did in the before times.
Okay.
Is that pandemic? Is that what you mean?
Two different before times. So there was a before times before pandemic, and there was a before times before I was in a long distance relationship. Now,
long distance.
How was I supposed to know before you were in a long distance? How was I supposed to know that before times?
I meant by long distance, I mean she's in the back room right now. I meant long term. That vernacular flub was brought to you by Road Pinot Grigio. Road Pinot Grigio. When you're trying to say long term, but you say long distance.
That's a good line.
My side chick lives in Norway. Oh.
So I don't know. I mean, I think that we've answered this question, and it's just drink more road wine and stop worrying about bitches copying. What?
Yeah. I've only ever I've only ever asked a lady where she got her hair products once, And she was like, shut up. That's clearly an excuse just to talk to me. You barely have hair. Don't lie to me, sir. And she called me on it.
That would be really creepy if a guy came up to you in a bar and was like, what conditioner do you use?
Yeah. You're going to lock me in a basement and try to make a skin suit out of me, aren't you, you fuck? I'm not doing that. I'm not getting Buffalo Billed here tonight.
Yeah.
Like, I think the obvious answer is just don't ask men. Whatever you do, stay away from asking men.
Everyone just needs to mind his or her own business. Stop it.
No, because I'll tell her flannel and shirt. It looks great. I don't care. Flannel and shirt.
Perfect. Well, I think we answered that question. Should we do one more?
Absolutely. Last question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, write your questions into loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. Until then, we are going to take one more from the Wild Psychopaths on Yahoo Answer.
Last question. My boyfriend is going... This is very similar to another question we've already had. I don't know why I did this. Okay. Anyway, commit. My boyfriend is going on a trip with 2 women. Should I break up with him over this? Recently, my boyfriend was invited to go on a trip with 2 friends. One of them is a woman that he was romantically involved with a couple years ago, and the other is a male friend. They were planning on sharing a hotel room, so I told my boyfriend that it felt inappropriate, and he told me that he wasn't going to go anymore because of that. I felt bad about this because I didn't want him to feel like I have the right to tell him what to do, so I told him that it would be okay, that I'd be okay with it so long as they didn't share the room. I can't go on the trip because my school semester is starting that week. Now I feel guilty because my boyfriend is going on the trip, but should I break up with him over this? She said
only if it's to Norway.
Yeah.
Nothing good ever happens with your boyfriends in Norway. That is what we have learned today.
So the boyfriend's going on the trip, so she can't go because her school semester is starting. So either she's in school, so she's very young, or maybe she's a teacher or something like that. So she says, listen, I'm not comfortable with you staying in a hotel room with this woman. And he's like, okay, I won't share a hotel room with her. But now he's still going on the trip. And he was romantically linked with this woman a couple of years ago. So how would you feel, Danette, if your partner was going on a trip with another person and someone and a person that they were romantically involved with?
If he was going on a trip with his ex-girlfriend, basically?
Yeah, basically.
Not too good. I would not feel good about that. But sometimes I've seen relationships where they evolved and you can just tell they have like no interest in getting back together again. And they're
like a Jerry Seinfeld and Elaine kind of relationship.
Yeah, didn't they sleep together?
They did, but then they were good friends afterwards.
Yeah, so. I don't like any of it. This doesn't sound good. I would wait till after I wouldn't break up with him just for the sake. I mean, I don't know. This is very confusing. I don't like it.
What's the trip again? I might have missed that part. What was the trip?
Sorry, what are you asking? It doesn't. She doesn't say where they're going, where the trip is going to. But she does say that it's going to be. I think she said it's going to be for a while.
And then there's like a hotel room and there's alcohol and they're in a new surrounding. I can't be good.
Yeah.
Also,
so there's no reason. It's just for fun. It's like, yo, I want to go on a vacation and I want to take this girl or something.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm now totally picturing Jerry Seinfeld on an episode of that show with the current girlfriend going, what? I'm just going to go sleep in the same bedroom as Elaine. What? Yeah. What's the big deal with me spending the night with my ex-girlfriend Elaine?
So what if I platonically have sex with her? Right? It's just platonic sex. It doesn't mean anything.
But here's the thing I think about. To me, I would be upset just the fact that he's going on a trip, with basically his ex-girlfriend. I don't give a shit if each of you have your own hotel room, whatever. You're still staying in the same hotel, or even if you're staying in different hotels, you can still go to that person's hotel room. There's no hall monitor sat there like, oh, you said that you were gonna they can have sex on the beach with people watching. While
they're drinking what? Road Pinot Grigio. That's right.
It's it's like I would be bothered because it's the fact that she's writing the question to me signals that they haven't really like the friendship hasn't evolved into a Jerry and Elaine friendship, like that they know each other, maybe they're still in the same friend circle, but it hasn't, she isn't like, oh, but they're best friends now and everything's fine. Like, no, she has some insecurities about this because they knew each other, they used to date. Now they're going on a trip with some other dude who that dude is obviously probably going to go and try and get laid on this trip as well. And oh, what? They just happen to be together alone in a bathroom stall. Like, no.
You ever hear that song Love in an Elevator by Aerosmith? That is about a guy and his ex while he's on vacation from his current girlfriend fucking in a hotel elevator. Absolutely. They don't have to be in the same room at all.
I just think that this is, so her question is, should I break up with him over this? And I don't think it's too strong to say, yeah. If you say, listen, I don't want you to go on this trip because it just seems fishy to me. And he says, well, you're being controlling.
You know what's sort of funny? She buried herself a little though, because like he said he tried to remedy it and then she let him do that. So it's unfortunate that's it was a second one. He's like, okay, no, I'm off and whatever. And then she felt bad when I have to admit she does make sense. Like I'm on her side too.
Wait,
now by pushing him to do it again, he's like, oh, okay, I'll go on this trip, which yet again, very vague. So I do sort of want to know what the trip is. But, but now it's like, I mean, you can't just break up. That was sort of, you're playing with him a little. Like, just tell him not to do it again. Just don't go. You had second thoughts on the second thoughts.
That's a good point because I think I missed that. Did they already go on one trip together and now she's putting her foot down after the first trip? No.
So he said, so he's going on this trip. She was like, I'm not comfortable with it. Then he's like, oh, I'm not going to go. Then she took it back and said, oh, I feel bad. I don't want to feel controlling. And he was like, he was basically like, fine, I'll go on the trip.
Yeah, fuck that, dude. Yeah, she needs to break up with herself and her dumb little pagan fucking self.
Wow. Yeah, that's a dilemma.
100%. 100%. I mean, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, if I say to my girlfriend, hey, I'm gonna do this, and she says, hey, no, that kind of bugs me a bit, and then she's like, yeah, go ahead and do it, that's not on me anymore. I don't care if I say I'm gonna go do bath salts and eat a homeless man's face. She's an accomplice at that point if she tells me to go do it. So, hey, you're an accomplice to the cheating. That's the way I see it.
Yeah,
accomplice to cheating on your own self.
Maybe her undecisiveness is why he wants to go on a trip with his ex-girlfriend.
He's like, I just want a woman who can make up her mind.
He's just sitting there. He's gonna be like, listen, I got a weird new thing I'm into. I'm gonna give you a menu. You pick one item off it within 10 seconds, and I'm just gonna come. That's it's my new thing. Like decisiveness.
It's a good point. Yeah, and you guys are bringing up a good point. The fact that she went back, that she flip-flopped. It is kind of, she's put herself into a predicament because now she breaks up with him. She kind of looks like a dick. And
yes, it's stupid, right? Because then it looks like it was just bait. She baited that decision.
I mean, dude, if I was going on a work trip, doesn't matter what the trip. A work trip. And I tell my fiance, listen, I'm staying in the same hotel room as an ex. It doesn't matter if it's an ex from when I was 15 years old. This is exactly what she's going to say. She's going to say, yeah, fine. I don't have a problem with that. Here, drink a glass of road wine. I just made you a glass of road Pinot Grigio. I drink it. I'm like, wow, that's delicious. Oh my God, I can't move. Oh my God, I'm frozen. Oh my God. And then I wake up and I would be tied to a radiator and she would be dressed like that little bastard in Saw, riding a tricycle going, we're going to play a fucking game now. I've got your ex too. Now you're in the same hotel room. Now this is the goddamn hotel. And she would kill us in a very horrific fashion. It would take an hour and a half. And it would be the most gruesome Saw movie ever made.
It always starts like that too, just like this, and then it gets straight to that. This happens every time with the Saw thing. So, that's what I mean. It's like this dude. I'm really worried about him. I think she's nuts, and fucking bro power.
Yeah, it's she definitely could go crazy, because here's what I think is going to happen. I think he's going to go on the trip. She's not going to break up with him. He's going to come back. Even if he didn't cheat, it's still going to be in her head, and she's never going to get it out of her head. She's always going to suspect that he cheated, even if he's like, I didn't. And even if he definitely didn't, she will never believe him, and she'll never get it out of her head. And so they're going to break up. So yeah, just break up now. It's going to happen.
Yeah. And she's a dummy. So he's going to be like, hey, me and Tina are going to go to a thing. And she's going to be like, no, don't go with Tina to a thing. Okay, go with Tina to a thing. Okay. And then he's going to be off again doing his thing.
Okay,
oh my God, I've went on a coffee date with an ex before when the girl I was seeing at the time flipped her wig. And it's like, forget going on a vacation. Yeah. I just went to coffee once with an ex that I'm platonic with, and that was like too much.
Yeah, but why are you using a date when you say that? Why wouldn't you just say, I just went to coffee with an ex?
Oh, you're right. I just tried to say I don't know, because it's like a set piece of time. Going for coffee means you just go grab a coffee and walk out. I was like, oh no, we hung out for an hour and just caught up. So, but that alone I regretted.
Dude, I get it. If I said to my fiance I went on a coffee date, she would smash our coffee pot over my head and stab me with the shards. It would be ugly.
But see, here's one thing. Yeah. Okay. There's always those people that like want to be the setter upper. They're like, oh, it's like they want to like be at the wedding and, oh, I set them up. I worked with him and she was my best friend and I set them up. I'm the reason why they're together. Why isn't this girl could be that person at her boyfriend and his ex's wedding, when they get to go on this trip, she breaks up with him, he goes on this trip with her, the ex, they fall in love, they go to the wedding, she's the one at the wedding that's like, all of this is because of me, it's because of me.
That's weird. Yeah, but you got to be like a level 17 cuck at that point. Like, you got it's like, no, I don't just have my significant other fuck somebody else. I have to marry somebody else. I give a speech at the wedding with an orange ball gag in my like it's a whole thing. It's a 7-year orgasm in the making.
Be afraid of the woman.
Thank God we put this on YouTube, because before, when this used to just be podcasts through here, no one would see these beautiful animations that you do.
They'd have to. Well, we would edit them in.
Picture now. I'm so happy people could watch your face as you talk.
I would have more. What we used to do is we used to pay Morgan Freeman to come in and we would edit in just to. And now Jake is making a masturbation sign with his hands. He's going up and down vigorously, like Andy Dufresne chiseling his way out of Alcatraz prison with a hammer. Now back to the
highlight for his career. I bet it's in his reel.
He does it pro bono. Yeah, he doesn't make a lot of money off of narrating our podcast.
I heard he got March of the Penguins off it though. So
like, we got a Penguin movie to make. Who's the guy talking about the jerk off hand motions? This guy's amazing. Oh, Morgan Freeman. I thought that's who it was. I gotta call his agent.
Oh, what a class act. Be on our podcast because you will get booked. National Geographic.
Morgan Freeman was a nobody before he came on our podcast.
Oh, well, amazing. Well, I think we answered that question. We answered all of our questions really, really goodly.
Absolutely.
Goodly.
This episode was goodly as fuck. Just like Pinot Grigio. No, I read it here. Okay, this was the bottle's fault. Listen, it's not just me being tipsy. Also, I did pregame a bit. But Pinot Grigio Road. They fucking wrote it dyslexic. That's not on me. Road Pinot Grigio. Get your fucking house in order. All right? Top line, bottom line, in that order. But this has been an awesome episode. Thank you to Michael Harrison. Go check out his YouTube page. Check out the sketches. Check out the cartoons. Danette Rodriguez. Go check her out at Tiny Cupboard. When's that show again?
YouTube. I have a show on YouTube called No Segues.
No Segues. Check out the YouTube show as well.
Yeah. Tiny Cupboard is tomorrow, Friday.
Nice. Go check it out tomorrow, people. Check out No Segues on YouTube. Check out michaelharrisoncomedy.com. Check out, that is the name of the website, right? I didn't fuck that up. Oh, good.
Michael Harrison Comedian on Instagram. Yeah.
Bam. All right. This has been a fun episode.
The delusional man. Yeah.
Check out the YouTube page, people. Check out the Instagram. Check out all the goddamn pages. Just check out everyone's pages. And write us questions at loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. Until next week, listeners. Later.
This was fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
I think we're still live, Jake.
Boom. No, I hit it that time.
No, you didn't.
What? No, it's still... What? Oh, how are we still live on YouTube? I hit stop. YouTube.